Yeah, we're live, aren't we? Is it on, Sam?
Everybody has
Man United.
Welcome to. Tom. What do we say about that, Tom?
I don't know. First half, I thought very poor average from us, and second half, fair play to Everton. They came and gave it a go. But we didn't really play well first half. They took their one shot and scored. Second half, different ball game. The confidence from the lads. I think Rodgers had just said, "Keep doing what you're doing. It was going to come." As soon as the goal went in, you could see it was building and building and building. The momentum was swinging. And do you know what? That wins for us from the time wasted, and Everton persisted from as soon as they scored from the first half. And what a winner, Nacho. I think we all knew he could do it, but his confidence wasn't there. And once again, Rodgers is now getting the best out of a player who looked like he was going out the door, didn't get a game, and he scored a great goal. And hopefully his confidence will go from on.
Chappers, it's got to be all about Nacho, isn't it?
Oh man, I've got to eat my score because I said he'd never play for Leicester again in the Prem.
I bet you're glad he did.
Joke's on me.
Yeah.
What a game! I'm buzzing. Are you getting 2 pizzas in each today?
Jamie, there was a few fans near us leaving with about 5 minutes to go, and I'm like, this has got a late winner for either side written on it, because they were still having a go.
I was one of them, but I left just after the extra time came up on the board, so I was downstairs. And even when it came up on the screen, the VAR, you still thought it was going to be disallowed, even though you could see it clearly. But I've just got to say, Nacho is a hero. Nacho is a hero.
I'm not going to live that down.
Anthony, you're in the cup, aren't you, where you're sitting? Nacho, you could see his face after he'd scored. We saw it on the screens. We just stayed in to watch it. He looked absolutely gutted that it had been disallowed, but scenes afterwards.
Yeah, he did, but he still, at the same time, looked quite confident because he went over and celebrated and then sort of shook his fingers, if no, to the linesman. So he knew that, I think he knew in himself that he had scored and it was a goal.
Yeah, Neil, you were who was reading a quote? Neil, you weren't you?
Was I?
About Nacho. It was Tom. Tom was, yeah. And about the fact Nacho was so pleased. He scored, obviously, the first ever VAR goal. Got another one today.
Yeah.
He really turned the game, didn't he?
He absolutely did, yeah. I mean, obviously set up Vardy for the first one and then scored the winner. Unbelievable. There's a few moans and groans around me when he came on, a little bit of questioning whether Rodgers' decision was the right one, but absolutely proved right. And Rodgers masterstroke again. So, yeah, we roll on. We keep winning. We just keep winning and winning.
Simon, it was a big decision by Rodgers on about 59, 60 minutes to put Nacho on. He's had very little game time.
On the hour, not very little football at all this season. So, big gamble really from Rodgers. But with Gray not in there today, he threw him on and he absolutely came up with the goods. So, all credit to him. I thought Everton were quite negative today as well, just to add that in. I thought they spent the majority of the game wasting time, going down with injuries and just trying to disrupt things, very negative. Not dissimilar to the Burnley game we saw before. It was very frustrating to watch at times. We couldn't get any play going, we couldn't get any flow going. And I think we might see a little bit more of that as the season goes on, because teams will want to disrupt that flowing forward play that we have. But we found a way to win again, so absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, Andrew, Leicester weren't necessarily at the best, were they, today? But came through good. But what was it, just a case of, like Simon saying, I'm having to be patient?
I think it was, really. I mean, Leicester in the first half weren't the best, and we keep saying it week in, week out when we play football, the first half, but our goals come in the second. And that's where we kind of capitalise with Everton playing the tactics they were, trying to waste time. It's like they always knew, can we kill some time here to stop these guys from scoring? And that's what happened in the second half. They were trying to kill time. They knew that's where we were our most dangerous. I have to give it to Nacho, assist and a goal in the second half. Wow. We kept digging away, and it might have not have been the prettiest of results today, but we still won. So if we can keep grounding these games out and keep grounding as we do, I mean, we've got Watford, Wednesday we've got Watford. They're managerless. It's going to be a dangerous game. So we really got to take it to Watford come Wednesday, and hey, Leicester are doing great. I'd love for us to win the league again. We all love Leicester to win the league again. It's not out of our reach, but let's be realistic. We've got top four. It's there, and we just need to maintain that. But we keep winning. Massive result yesterday with Chelsea losing, and again Arsenal today. Dave Drone. Let's keep going, keep the faith, the faith. The old saying is keep the faith, let's keep believing. It's a good time to be a Leicester fan, especially going into Christmas.
Neil, you sat with me, you can hear my voice is going, I think yours is the same. There's nothing better than celebrating a late goal than celebrating it twice, is there?
Yeah, it's a weird thing with VAR. I know it's going to get for us again, but
if that was, I'm having a feeling, if that wasn't VAR, I think that would have been flagged as offside, and the game would have been ended 1-1. But again, to play the way Nacho has played has been phenomenal. It's the first time he's played, and bearing in mind, I don't know when this grey incident happened, but he wouldn't have known he was playing. He wouldn't even know he was on the bench. So he could have given up. But to come on and put in that performance, because every single touch he had was pretty amazing. He deserves man of the match, even though he only played 30 minutes, and he was just quality all the way through. It's the kind of player that we knew Nacho could be, but we've just, over the 3 years or 2 years that we've seen him, we've never seen this kind of player, and it just shows you again, Rodgers has smashed it out of the park and really made this team look amazing, down to every single individual player.
Yeah, Tom, you were reading that quote out, weren't you, from Nacho? He took his goal ever so well as well. He finished it well.
What can you say? I think a lot of Leicester players have just had enough of him and said, no, not good enough, get rid of him. When you spend 25 million on a player, the club has seen something in him to buy him. We never really were playing to his potential, and he's a player like Vardy who wants the ball over the top all the time. He wants it into his feet, he wants to turn. Today what we were doing, we were putting it into his feet, he was getting the little 1-2s around the box, he was getting the half chances. We'll say an assist, I think it's a shot, but he's gone across the goal for Vardy and tapped it in.
I thought that was a pass, I genuinely thought that was a pass.
He looks a different player. I will say one thing today, it's the second home game in a row, Burnley and then today. Can someone give referees the rule books and the manual? Because I don't moan about them for no reason. Normally, the referees are steady eddies, but for some reason, no yellow cards up to 40 odd minutes where he's broke out a yellow card. I could have counted on one hand 5 yellow cards for Everton players.
Tom Davies.
There's one.
Unreal.
Pulling back, disallowed. I'll even say for Chilwell, the law states if he dives, it's a yellow card. So VAR is giving a dive against Chilwell. It's a yellow card. We've got to stop. It's a yellow card.
It's up. Just coming back to that VAR, Tom.
It's a dive.
Is that what they is? Because
it's a dive.
Again, no communication in the ground, and that was right in front of us, and we thought it was a penalty.
It's a dive.
Is that what they've given?
Giving it as a dive. So ultimately, it's a yellow card. I'm sorry, but we've got the best product in the world. They've done it today for Sky. Come down here. They've seen a brilliant game with the 1-2-1 and 92nd minute of going. Everyone's gone mental. They've got a great picture. But again, the standard of refereeing in the Premier League is getting worse.
I mean, the Perez. We thought there was should have been at least a VAR check for Perez right in front of us in the family stand. I know it's a long way for you boys, but he looked like.
All fairness, there would have been a check. He would have had a check on that. Because when the game continues, it doesn't mean it's not being checked. If something happens in a box, they will check it. Just because the ref hasn't gone like that to do it, just means they're not giving any information.
But again, we need to be fucking told.
We
need to be told that around the ground.
VAR is not ready for the Premier League. It is not ready to use.
Frustrating.
Look, we'll take it today again. We've got the goal because ultimately
it was a goal. It was a goal.
But the standard referees, they need to drag them in. They need to stop them and say, look, if you're not going to give yellow cards out, what's the point of having it there? Two times in the first half, Davis clipped a man as he was going through. Tap on the back, don't do it again. How many times are you going to do that?
Yeah.
Richarlison falling down when he gets touched every single time. Kicking the ball away when they're 1-0 up. I don't know how they kick the ball away. Referees know the laws. Use them. If they're not going to use them, don't bother coming anymore. Let's just cancel football because there's.
Let's cancel football.
Not in that way. I'll say a quote today what I had on Talk Sport. You've got three commentators in there in the Arsenal game, and two said, well, I've been coming out for 50 years commentating, one for 30 years, one for 20 years. They can't tell you the laws of the game because no one knows the laws of the game now. That's a sad situation that commentators who have been commentating that long don't know the laws of the game. So what's that turn to the referees? Do they know the laws of the game now? Because from what I've seen today, again, the standard of refereeing is getting worse.
Well, the Chilwell incident on that, if that was VAR checked, that took them at least 2 or 3 minutes to VAR check it. So if it takes that long to debate it and then go, it's a dive, surely it's either a clear dive or it's not.
As you said, Phil, we were chatting here earlier, to only then give 2 minutes of injury time.
Yes,
well, it's 3 minutes for the VAR, 2 minutes for the bloke who was down with a head injury in the first half. Well, there's 5, but we only get 2. So basically you're paying to see less football than we should be. In theory, you know what I mean? If we're going to use VAR,
it's the communication
you have to
that
add
annoys
the
me.
full time on it takes for a check and go to the ref. That's taken 4 minutes. You've got to add 4 minutes on at injury time now. They're in the studio. Use them.
Can we?
Tom, do you feel better now?
Yes, I
calm
do.
down. Calm down.
But what a win!
Listen, Chappers,
and we're up the league.
Chappers, what about the scenes at the end for Nacho?
Oh,
Boy, he deserves that in a way because he's had a crap time there.
the scenes, man. He went 3 rows in front of himself. He was tumbling. I was like, oh no, he's gonna be hurt. It was just insane, you know. Just taking it to a side a minute. Ricardo Pereira, boys. Oh my God, what a beast he is. He's not scared to take people on. He will track back if he loses the ball, and half the time he's from one corner to another in seconds. He's so quick, so pacey, he's skillful, no fear. He's unreal talent.
Yeah, I would think Ricardo Pereira is. I'm going to go around for man of the matches now, Jamie. It's a tough one. Let's start with Jamie.
I'd say Pereira. I think Ricardo. I think he had a cracking game. It was everywhere. It was in right back, right wing. It was in the middle of the box. He was putting crosses over. I think Pereira for me. Even though I love Sionku, but this time Sionku didn't do enough.
Sionku wasn't at his best today. He lost it a few times.
I don't think Chilwell was at his best today neither. He seemed very off the game.
A lot of players a bit off. Anthony?
It has to be Nacho. He came on and he really did change the game. It wasn't just for goal at the end, but just his movement and as well. He was making stuff happen, which is what we've sort of criticised him for. Which is, I don't know. It's the player that we thought that we were signing a couple of years ago, and it's the first time we've really seen sort of what we thought we brought for 25 mil. So.
Chappers, the Everton fans are just going. They'll be a bit gutted behind while you eat your scup. Yeah, a little wave to the Everton fans.
Bye. Look, they're waving back. Oh, the driver is. Hands on the wheel.
Chappers, man of the match, and why?
Ricardo, for every reason going. He did everything. It was immense. The bloke, he's mustard.
So that's 2 for Ricardo, 1 for Nacho. Tom?
Look, I think Ricardo was awesome, but I think for the man to come on, not play any football and change that game and give it the momentum to get the win today, you've got to give it Nacho. His touch, his movement, and like you say, all these people crying out for Brendan to improve the players that he's got, he's doing it. So it carries on like that. We don't need another strike in the new year. You know, he's going to build his confidence up, and hopefully we see the best of Nacho now going forward.
So that's 2-2 at the moment on the vote. Simon?
Yeah, I don't think you can look beyond Iheanacho today. Came on, changed the game, turned it round. It's already been said by Tom, etc. So yeah, absolutely all day long Iheanacho for me.
So Neil, sorry.
I want to say, up to 60 minutes, Ricardo was for 100%. The way he transformed that team, and game in, game out, he's been one of the most consistent players throughout. Players like Chilwell come in and out of games and stuff like that. Ricardo's been there, he's been present, he's forwards, his back. Pretty much everybody's covered what he needs to say, but I would still give it to Nacho because we are looking for that player that is going to fill in behind Vardy. And to be fair, the way Nacho plays, the way he's been trained, we've not seen him. And if he gets a regular run of games, I can see him doing amazing things, and Rodgers getting the best out of this squad in every single player, and I've never seen a manager do anything like it. So for me, Nacho is there. It's great to see we've got a bit of relief that if something was to happen to Vardy, we've got a backup, and we've got a backup that can do the work of a winger and a striker, because he was playing alongside, but bearing in mind there was no winger at any time, so he had to fill in and track back. And amazing performance. I know I'm singing his praise a bit too much, but he was amazing, immense.
One thing, 6 out of 6 for Vardy, that is then.
Yeah, 6 out of 6.
So build on.
6 out of 6. Andrew, man of the match.
On the 90 minutes, it's got to be Ricardo for 90 minutes. And I agree with what you're saying, 60 minutes, and Nacho. Nacho, once he came on in the 60th minute, he just put himself about. But if you're going to go for an overall man of the match over 90 minutes, it's got to be Ricardo. Second place, it's got to be Nacho.
So I've lost count now of who said what. It's very even. So
I think it's 3 for Pereira.
3 for Pereira and 3 for Nacho.
A lot of people were saying indeed.
You're deciding vote.
Well, I'm going to have the deciding vote, and it has to be Kelechi Iheanacho. You don't not have that performance and not come on and have that much impact. We were 1-0 down, and not only did he set up the first goal, he scored the winner. He had some real impact touches on there. So yes, it was a 30-minute performance, but
He's got the best.
I know you like a good stat, Phil, but that's the first time we've won 6 games on the trot in the top flight since 1963.
Give me the stat, man.
Stato.
Since 1963.
Thanks, Stato, big time. That is going to be on in it.
I've
got to say,
as well. We've never won 6 on the bounce in the Prem.
now listen, I know Don and Jim and Ange have come over from America, but where are they?
I'll give them a bell.
Get your views in, get your comments in. It's been another fantastic performance down here. We'll see you later. We're going to do another live from Peter's Pizzas later, so see you shortly.